He's a liar, thief, and a
diamond in the rough.
His singing voice is beautiful, and his songs are iconic. But who put harmony to this street rat swagger? Let's find out. Before we start, don't forget to check out our Discord, our coffee page, and like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, all the things. It really helps us out. Brad Kane was new to the world when born in 1973 in New Rochelle, New York, arrived a stork. I think I've overcommitted. Brad was a child actor and began his career at age 8 when he first obtained a small role in the movie 6 Weeks, and then moved to Broadway performing the role of one of the 4 chorus boys in the Broadway musical Evita, where he probably sang, "A New Argentina." Excuse me. He was in that production for 4 months before changing to the pre-Broadway workshop of Stephen Sondheim's new musical, Sunday in the Park with George, in which he acted alongside such stars as Bernadette Peters and Mandy Patinkin. When he was 11, Kane participated in the Very Special Arts Festival, a series of benefit concerts for disabled children's charities, which gave him an opportunity to sing for then First Lady Nancy Reagan in the White House and at the Kennedy Center. Brad Kane was really meeting some heavy hitters early on in his life. The only person I ever got to sing with when I was his age was Chuck E. Cheese. Maybe it was because I just kept singing the same Disney song over and over again. His career at this point was mostly something to do for fun after school. By the end of high school, he felt he had grown out of acting and decided to focus on other forms of entertainment. A new frontier. Okay, that's the end of us using the word new, I swear. So please don't click away, you gotta stay. I swear this joke is over. For real though.
I was a kid actor in high school, and I did a lot of voiceover and a lot of commercials and things like that. And when I got the call for this, I was a senior in high school, and to me it was just another audition, you know. The only movie that had come out at that point, the only Alan Menken movie was The Little Mermaid. And it was a good movie, but it was singular, it was standalone. Nobody knew that it was going to be the start of this run of the golden age of Disney classics. And Beauty and the Beast hadn't come out yet, so, you know, when they asked me to come audition for Aladdin, I was like, oh, okay, I'm auditioning for a cool cartoon. You know, I didn't think very much of it. So I did that. It was just another audition. They asked me to sing Proud of Your Boy, which is a song that I think a lot of people know now because they added it back into the Broadway show, but they had cut it out of the movie subsequently. So I sang that song for Alan Menken, I remember, and for Howard Ashman, the late great Howard Ashman, and read a couple of, you know, parts of the script, and they said, thank you, you know, see ya, get out of here. And I left and didn't think anything of it, and I graduated high school, which everybody knows, you know, you graduate high school and then you move on to college, and it's like your whole life changes, and everything that came before is in the past, right. And everything, you know, it's like, ooh, freedom, new life, college. And I went to NYU Film School because I was a film nerd at the time, total film geek, and my heroes were, I hate to say this because it sounds pretentious, my heroes were Fellini, my heroes were the Coen brothers, my heroes were all these directors and film guys. And Disney wasn't really a part of my consciousness at the time, because it usually isn't when you're, you know, an 18-year-old kid in 1991 and, you know, your speakers are blasting Nirvana and Pearl Jam.
Right.
But I put together a band at the time, and I was on the road with the band, and I was sleeping on somebody's basement floor in Pittsburgh, halfway to Chicago, and I got a call from my mom back in New York, and she said, okay, so listen, remember that thing that you auditioned for like 10 months ago when you were still in high school, you know? I know you don't think this way anymore, but they called you back. It's for Aladdin, Disney movie. So as soon as you get to Chicago, hop on a plane, you know, well, I'll get you back for your gigs, but hop on a plane, come back, and, you know, they want to hear how your voice sounds with the girl that they picked for Jasmine, to sing Jasmine. I said, Mom, I don't know. I'm with my band. I'm 18. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be Kurt Cobain. I want to be this guy and that guy. And she said, okay, listen, I get it. You're 18. This is your first year of freedom. But if you don't get on that plane and come back, promise you will regret it for the rest of your life. So I said, okay. I get to Chicago. I fly back. I went to this little studio in Midtown Manhattan, and Alan Menken was there. I was seeing him again. I hadn't seen him in 9-10 months, didn't know him very well. And Lea Salonga was there. And she was lovely, and they asked us to go into a recording booth. No, actually, Alan sat at a piano, and he asked me to sing the song with Lea and just see how it sounded in my voice. And that was the first time I would say it was a callback for me, proving ground for me. It was the first time I ever heard the song A Whole New World. And it was beautiful immediately. I mean, I knew this was something special. I didn't know it was what it would become, but I knew it was something special, and he asked me to sing the song with Lea, and I did, and they heard how our voices blended together, and immediately I went, oh, that sounds pretty good. And he said, you guys sound great. Thanks, Brad. Go back, do your thing. We'll talk to you at some point in the future. Didn't give me the job right there and then. I left, never thought anything else of it. Again, Beauty and the Beast is not out at this point, so I didn't realize the significance of what I was doing, which is good, because had I had realized the significance of it, I probably would have been too nervous. So I fly back to Chicago, I did my gigs, I came back and they said, hey, you're going to be the singing voice of Aladdin in Walt Disney's Aladdin. I thought, great, that's fine, whatever. I did it, and little did I know it went on to become this big thing.
Before I actually recorded One Jump for the first time, they sat me down and they showed me a sketch of Aladdin. What I noticed, drawn into his eye, there was this sort of mischievous gleam, and I realized I wanted that exuberance and mischief to come through in my voice, and I think it worked.
Gotta keep one jump ahead of the breadline, one swing ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can afford. That's everything.
When I first heard the opening notes of One Jump Ahead, especially, being played by a live 75-piece orchestra, it absolutely terrified me. I mean, if you really think about that, a 75-piece orchestra right on the other side of the glass booth that you're recording in, just sort of blowing you back on your heels and pushing you back and forth on your toes. But I think that's the energy and the feeling that you want singing that song, because Aladdin is terrified in that moment.
One jump ahead of the hoofbeats, one hop ahead of the hump, one trick ahead of disaster. They're quick, but I'm much faster. Here goes, better throw my hand in, wish me happy landing. All I gotta do is jump.
I'm part of a wonderful legacy, so that stays with me wherever I go. It takes me down memory lane, and it's a great privilege to have been a part of it.
A whole new world.
Yeah, let me hit your tape.
The amazing thing is listening to Brad Kane singing. There was this hopefulness, this quality about believing the impossible is possible, idealism, hope. You can hear it in Brad's voice.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride.
I used to be every turn a surprise.
Horizons
Every
to
moment
pursue.
red letter.
I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world. That's where we'll be.
That's where we'll be.
A thrilling chase.
A wondrous place
For you and me.
cool.
First time.
Not bad for a start.
So my heroes, like I said, were Fellini, were Clint Eastwood. Unforgiven came out that time. So a few months after singing Aladdin, after it came out and all this stuff, the song that I sang was nominated for the Oscars. So I got to go to the Oscars and perform on the Oscars, and I'm sitting in the green room in my full Aladdin costume that they made me wear. And I hear, perdoname, can you pass me the crawler over there? And I turn around, and it's Federico Fellini, asking me for like a bear claw. And I pass it to him, and then I hear, Fred, it's great to be here, all of us together. And it's Eastwood sitting right there in this tiny green room. And so here I am. I did this thing that I thought was this small movie that wasn't going to come, and I'm meeting all of my idols, because of it. So whenever anybody asks me, whenever I'm talking to like 18, 19-year-olds who are first going into the industry and they have ideas about what they want to do and how they want it to go for them, I say, trust me, say yes to everything, because you never know where a job is going to take you.
Brad has played Aladdin in every singing appearance Aladdin has made, including the 2 sequels, in the parks, and in the many variations of Disney on Ice. Hey, it's good work if you can get it. In 1993, he played Arpad Laszlo in the Broadway revival of She Loves Me. He also played Tucker Wells in the Season 3 episode The Prom of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and provided Jonathan Levinson's singing voice in the episode Superstar.
When I hear that serenade in blue, I'm somewhere in another world, alone with you.
He also appeared in Starship Troopers.
Why are only citizens allowed to vote?
It's a reward, what the Federation gives you for doing federal service.
Around this time, Brad was exploring his musical side. As Caleb Kane, he released the song This Close, which was played in the movie Devil's Pond. Then, in 2004, he released his website with a message board to promote his album This Day in History, with the first single, Go Mad, released in March 2006. Ooh, an alter ego. I should do that too. Leave a comment below on what a good alternative name would be for me.
And I just wanna be near to you when the things we done come clear to you. And I wanna go mad, I wanna go mad, I wanna go mad for a minute. I just wanna be in it.
Caleb has 2 versions of the video of this single, and also another promotional video for In Your Own Way, a song that was played on the show The Black Donnellys.
Take a minute to reflect in your own way. Take your time and connect in your own way. I know it's good to be alone some days, but you got a long face in your own way, baby.
Much like the career of his Aladdin counterpart, Scott Weinger, Brad phased himself out of acting and singing after a while, and instead found himself writing and producing for television. Behind the camera, but ahead in our hearts, so to speak. This started with a short in 2001 titled Just Perfect, and has continued on projects such as Crash, Fringe, Black Sails, and Warrior, which, those all sound very scary. Kane has a dark side. His current projects involve Tokyo Vice and Moonhaven, but he hasn't been done with Disney.
One of my roommates in college was an animation nut, and I brought him along for the recording of the thing. All these years later, 23 years later, he creates content at Disney. He created a TV show called Pen Zero Part-Time Hero, which is on Disney XD. And he came to me and he said, "Hey, would you mind doing an episode of the show in season 2, and we're going to do sort of an Aladdin parody, and we'll do a parody song, The Whole New World." I said I would be there in a second. So we're doing something for Pen Zero Part-Time Hero.
That is really
also.
awesome.
Yeah.
Could you ever dream how green cons dream? Spend your life with someone as gross as me.
I'd spend my life with someone gross as you.
The grossness tells me I love you.
Brad may have not done much for Disney, but his contribution to Aladdin is incredibly significant. His 2 iconic songs, One Jump and A Whole New World, are historic landmarks in Disney music history, and his performance, unlike mine, is top-notch. Although he's switched gears now, he will always have Aladdin's legacy. And he will always be our
Diamond in the rough.
Thank you to these people for supporting us on Patreon and Ko-fi. And if you want to make sure this channel sticks around, you can check out our Ko-fi link in the description. Every bit helps. Thank you for watching this episode of Discographies. Click the thumbs up button below if you liked it. And if you want to be notified when the next episode comes out, consider subscribing and hitting the bell. Comment below with characters you would like to see us cover. Further reading and references are linked below. We hope to see you in another Discography.